There's 15 girls and 3 guys. I'm in heaven.
I am so excited to be here.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah! Because everyone has these strange accents, but they taught me how to fist pump and I like that.
I'm Sweet D, this is Dirty D. We're real feisty. We're like one big happy family.
19. I have 19 cousins. 19 cousins.
The number 1 rule is never fall in love in the studio.
I pretty much just work on my tan every day. Actually, in the studio lights, I work on my tan. It's nice.
Hey! Oh, looks like I'm the first one here. First one here. Hey ladies! What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
It's
How you doing? How you doing?
all right.
Oh, hey, it's good to see you guys here.
Hey!
Glad that you could make it. Glad that you could make it. This isn't going to be all fun and games, though, guys. We have some work for you to do, and you're all going to have to participate. So, time to get down to work. Let's see what we got.
Get crazy, get wild, let's party, get loud. If you wanna have fun and do something crazy.
Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Right.
Fix
what
the
are you doing?
camera. Fix the camera.
Fix the camera. You got to get it steady.
Gotta get.
Yo, we're here right now with
All
the
right.
January
Hey, yo,
segment.
Township.
Monthly Rewind. January is 2010.
New year.
2010.
New year. You ready?
It's the new year. I'm ready. Yo, we're right here. We got Chris Muscles Marinara right here.
We got Mike, the solution over here.
Yo, we're gonna start things off right now. We're gonna give you the second second annual challenge day. Homie, can you believe that?
I can't believe
Second
that.
annual.
Roll it.
Gav Costelli's gonna tell us more.
Get it done.
Last year, our school had the opportunity to participate in Challenge Day, a day where both students and teachers could join together as one without discrimination or judgment. The effect it had on our school was tremendous due to the outcome it placed on its participants. Luckily, we were able to bring back this influential event this year. Bringing Challenge Day to our school takes a large amount of preparation. Teachers and students dedicated many hours to raise money, collect donations, and organize the event to make sure this Challenge Day is better than the last.
To prepare for Challenge Day this year, since we had already done it last year, we knew a lot about what to expect. So we got together starting the end of last year to begin preparing and raising the money to bring it back.
As a committee, and we tried to take a look at the nominations, and we really tried to pick a very diverse population to participate in the day, cross grade, cross race, cross religion, just as diverse a population as we can get from the nominations that we receive.
Mrs. Saponara talked about the different events that the PTO held in order to raise money for Challenge Day.
I think my favorite event is the Student Talent Show, because you get to be more involved with the kids and get to see really the great talent that we have here at the high school. The one that's the hardest is the Taste of Washington Township, because it's hard to go out and get all the restaurants to commit to participating, and the day of the event is a lot of work too, getting everything set up and cleaned up.
Many people doubted that positive changes would come out of this experience. However, the reactions of students and teachers were different than expected.
And this year I went to Challenge Day again as a teen leader. It was even more powerful this year because I got to help other students. I had to be an example. I had to get other people to open up, and it really makes a difference.
It was nothing like I expected. It was the craziest emotional roller coaster I've ever been on, and at the end of the day, you just feel so fantastic.
Last year was the first year I did Challenge Day, and it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was absolutely amazing. It really does change your life after you experience something like that. And this year I signed up again because I believe in the message, just to be the change and trying to be there for others around you.
Challenge Day was an amazing experience for everyone that had the chance to participate. It gave both teachers and students a chance to bond and bettered people's perceptions of the community that they spend each school day with. Challenge Day has been an amazing event these past 2 years and hopefully will continue in the years to come. This is Gabriella Cristelli reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Hey, yo, Bridget Coombe is going to take us down the red carpet of the Golden Globes.
One of the most anticipated times of the year for movie lovers is award season. From January to March, they cozy up on their couches to see which of their favorite films and actors will take home awards. And on January 17th, they did just this for the 67th Annual Golden Globe Awards. There were 25 different categories in the ceremony, including everything from Best Television Series to Best Original Song, and of course the ever-popular and coveted category of Best Motion Picture. Taking home that award this year was Avatar. People shared with me how they felt about this win.
I'm really glad that Avatar won because I thought it was a really good movie and the animation was really cool in it.
I'm mad Avatar won. Avatar was a very bad movie. I just don't like animated movies like that. When they're half real, half animated, just doesn't please me.
I'm mad that Avatar won because I think 500 Days of Summer should have won because it was an extremely good movie and very well written, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is extremely good looking.
The shows and movies that won, however, would be nothing without the actors who star in them. They compete in the categories of Best Actor or Actress in a Motion Picture in various genres. This year, Christopher Waltz and Sandra Bullock took home the award in the drama category. People gave me their opinions on these wins.
I'm glad that Sandra Bullock won because she's a really good actress and I really like The Blind Side, made me cry. I'm not glad that Christopher Waltz won though because I really didn't like Inglourious Basterds.
I am not a big fan of Sandra Bullock's, so I'm not happy that she won for the Best Actress.
Christoph Waltz. He was very decent, but the movie, no, just wasn't good.
From the red carpet to Ricky Gervais's hosting to the awards and speeches, everyone has their favorite parts. Fans shared with me theirs.
My favorite part of watching the Golden Globes this year was Ricky Gervais because he's really funny.
I like seeing all the different people being nominated for the shows.
Over 17 million people viewed the Golden Globes this year, a 14% increase from last year. Whether the viewers agreed or disagreed on the winners, they truly deserve to take home the awards. Now we will just have to wait until March to see if they take home any at the Oscars. Until next month, this has been Bridget Comber reporting from the red carpet for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
All right, here we go. Diana Lesenby tells us more about this year's senior-directed play.
For many years in the past, it has been a tradition at Washington Township High School that 2 seniors get voted to direct a play filled with a series of skits. This play is called Senior Directed Cabaret. Although it is a tradition, Senior Directed is far from traditional. There are no teachers or administrators who work on this production, only students. The directors this year were Julia Hahn and Sean Stenstrom, and they were very excited but nervous to be chosen.
It was the most exciting experience of my life just to know that I got to be able to direct a show that was all my own. It was all me. So much responsibility. It felt so great to be voted as director and to know that all those people wanted me to be the director.
The two started planning out Senior Directed over a year ago, and a lot of time and dedication went into it. Skits were chosen over the summer and auditions were held for a week in November. Then rehearsals began and lasted almost 3 months. On January 21st and the 22nd, the crowd piled into the 11-12 auditorium with excitement to see what their classmates came up with. Almost every seat was filled. The show included scenes from Friends, Saturday Night Live, Mighty Python and the Holy Grail, Birdcage, Glee, and other various skits and movies. The crowd was full of laughter and cheer throughout the whole entire show, and students were glad they came out to support their classmates.
They did a really good job with the skits and clips that they did from the movies.
I really liked the show. My friends were all in it, so it was really good. The skits were really funny this year. Julie and Sean did a really good job.
This is a lot of fun, you know. Both shows went great. We had good sized audience both nights, so it was pretty good overall.
Julie and Sean both agreed that the whole production was an amazing experience and are sad that it is over.
The first night when I was backstage, it was really, really stressful because backstage is just such a stressful place where you're trying to get scene to scene to scene. But the second night when I was up in the booth and just watching it and enjoying it, I felt so proud and so overwhelmed that it went so great. I was so proud of the whole cast.
I think it went fantastic. It was a great experience. I think the crowd really liked it from what I heard. I enjoyed it from backstage.
Senior Director Cabaret turned out to be a huge success and a lot of fun. Hopefully this tradition will carry on for many more years. Congratulations to Sean Stenstrom and Julie Hahn, and good luck to next year's Senior Directors, Sean Coons and Natasha Hesketh. This has been Dinah Lesenby reporting to you from Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Yo, here's Chris Muscle's Marinara giving us the manliest segment of the month, Manuary.
Each year, a select few men have what it takes to answer the call of the wild and embrace their inner lumberjack. For them, the month of January is not just another month. It is a time when they raise their axes, wear their flannels, and eat their breakfast with the pride of a true man.
This is Manuary.
Over the years, many men have participated in the Manuary tradition. However, the participants at Washington Township have their own take on this masculine pastime. The Manuary men must commit to a set of rules called the Manuary 10 Commandments. As described by the official rules of Manuary, the men participated in a month of rugged, man-tastic activities. Let's take a look.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
I run with lions, eat nails, do anything I want. I brush my teeth with a saw, I tackle a bear, wrestle it down, beat it up. The only other man that's as manly as me is Dylan Brody, who's got a full beard.
I chopped down 3 trees, wrestled 6 bears, got in a fight with Wolverine, and won.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. I cut down trees.
Well, first off, we've done plenty of tree cutting. Great workout. Every man could use his exercise. I think it's a great idea that the annual tree cuts take place right after our lumberjack slams every Sunday, bright and early. Helps us burn off the calories for the day so we can keep ourselves looking manly.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. He's a lumberjack.
I've had a lot of adversity in the group. Everyone tries to come at my neck because they say I have the baby face, which I do. But then I do more work than half of these men put together.
However, it wasn't all fun and games. The men also collect money throughout the month to donate to various charities.
Sold ourselves a Monzo last night. Raked in a lot of money for ALS. And we have some more plans to raise even more money and help out people. Because we're real men, and real men donate.
All those who participated in this time-honored tradition were proud of the manly task completed, and the month proved to be another success for Township's manliest. Hopefully the legacy of Manuary will be carried on for generations. This is Christopher Romulus Fox reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Gianna Gugliuzza tells us more about 2010's most artistic senior, my girl Angela Hertzer.
Writer Albert Hubbard once said, "Art is not a thing, it is a way." This is a quote that senior Angela Hertzer lives by, and throughout her high school career, she has discovered her niche through the excellent art courses offered at WTHS. From being voted the senior class's most artistic, to having her work displayed at District Art Night, Angela has already made a name for herself in Washington Township. Angela began her venture into art when she was just a little girl. Having a lifelong interest in drawing and painting helped her decide that she would eventually make this her career. She explains what gives her inspiration and how art will be a part of her future.
I listen to a lot of music, and my music really kind of fuels my emotions and my thoughts. I'm planning to either go to UArt or PAFA. UArt, I either want to major in film or in illustration. I honestly just want to live a happy life, I just want to create for the rest of my life, and I just want to make artwork.
Currently in advanced painting, Angela is nothing but an asset to the class. Her work is well favored by her teacher, Lauren DeLisi, and fellow students alike. Mrs. DeLisi talks about her performance in the class and her potential as an artist.
I think she's an asset because everyone has their own particular style of working, and I think that Angela has a very strong way of working, and I think that she has a very strong ability to do realism, and that will sort of bring everybody up to a higher level and sort of match what she's doing. So I think there is a slight competitiveness to what she's doing, but I think it also works for everybody as far as the classroom dynamic. I think she has good potential. The art schools that she applied to, I think, are appropriate for her skill level, and I think she will definitely mature and grow as an artist.
Although art comes easily to Angela, juggling it with other schoolwork and a social life can sometimes be difficult. Angela further explains the demands between these aspects of her life.
It's hard. It's a hard thing to do sometimes. I have to sacrifice my time strictly to my artwork, and that's definitely a concept I've learned, within this past year even. Sometimes I don't even spend time with my friends, and it's hard for them to understand too.
Some of Angela's friends compliment on her artistic talents and describe what it is like to have her a part of their lives.
Angela's a really talented artist. She's just kind of person that you can tell that she's going to go far. And it's not just her art. She's a really good person. She's a really awesome friend. And I don't really believe she has a mean bone in her body.
Me and Ange met freshman year. We've been friends ever since. Nothing's ever changed between us. I've been there to see all of her artwork in the creation stage and in the finished product, and it's consistently exceptional. I honestly believe that she might be the only person on earth who would go on the trampoline with me in the middle of a snowstorm.
Angela's high school years have really been a learning experience for her. She passes on words of advice for underclassmen who want to pursue art as well.
Just go what feels right for you. If you feel that art is the right thing to do for you, make sure you pursue it with all your best, with 100%. If you want something, you will go after it.
With Angela's high school career coming to a close, she will now have the chance to expand her artwork upon many avenues. Her talent is truly remarkable, and there is always the possibility that Angela can one day make a huge stamp on the art industry, just like her predecessors. Wishing her the best of luck at University of the Arts, this is Bijiana Gulutsa reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Yo, from best dressed to biggest flirts, call me. Carolyn Sickleys gives us the down low on this year's 2010 Senior Spotlights.
Hey Township, so results are in for the long-awaited Senior Spotlight Awards. The awards that deem you biggest flirt or most athletic or the coveted best looking. Many different seniors won these awards, and even some won a few awards. Seniors vote every year for these awards, and the winners, no, they don't get a gold statue. Instead, they get a sweet picture in the yearbook. Just what every child dreams of, right? Here are a few of the winners from Township. Maria Brasco won Biggest Flirt by simply cuddling up to a few too many boys. While some flirted their way onto the list, others, like Adam Marcucci, just simply had to look in the mirror every morning. With a few winks and hellos, Adam Marcucci hair flipped himself into the 2010 Best Looking winner. Some, like Jackie Dunn, managed to make it to the list by simply slipping on a piece of ice, breaking an arm, a leg, or being concussed, and much more. Others, like Jackie Hetzler, managed to literally talk their way into the Spotlight Award. Danielle Nocella just flashed her smile as much as possible and made her way to Township's Best Smile. For Jordan Wilson, it was all about the clothes, winning Best Dress 2010. Class isn't just a place of learning for some. Even in a crowded room full of seniors, Kim Scott still managed to be most sophisticated. Others simply just love our school, a little too much at times. Jody Filippo was this year's winner of Most School Spirited. A few people comment on how they feel about the winners.
I voted for Jackie for Most Accident Prone because I see her fall in the hallway at least 3 times a day. And she has different sets of crutches for each day of the week. So, she definitely deserved it.
I think Adam winning Best Looking was kind of a little bit of a surprise. Not that he's not good looking and everything, because Adam, I think you're good looking, but I was just surprised and it was kind of unexpected, but I'm happy for him. He deserved it.
Yeah, that Chris Lawrence, just lights up a room with a smile all the time, just walking around. Smiling all the time, 24/7.
And a few of those lucky winners discuss how they felt when they were chosen.
I was really surprised I got Most Talented and that I was classified something that Nick Fab was classified as.
I mean, when I first listened to it, I was pretty surprised and I was pretty happy. I was like, I finally got a name for myself somewhere, so I was excited.
So that was just a quick glance at some of the winners this year. Hopefully at 2010's 20-year reunion, they'll be able to look back and laugh or cry looking at the winners. So Township, make sure you check out a copy of the Washington Township Musket this year and see the pictures of all of the winners. Until next month, this is Carolyn Sickleys reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
here's Mike the Solution Cedrone with the January episode of Mail Time.
Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Rewind Mail Time. I'm Mike Cedrone. Why don't we dive right into the letter for this month? Looks like they reused this paper. Dear Mail Time, I hate your stinking guts. You make me vomit. You are the scum. They should really screen these before they send them off. Let's try the next one. Dear Mail Time, with the new year being 2010, everybody's been talking about the last decade and how so much can happen in only 10 years. What did you do for fun 10 years ago? Signed, Little Johnny, 3rd grade student. Well, Johnny, 10 years ago, I played a game called Gaga. And no, not Lady Gaga. And no, this was not a love game.
On this barren wasteland of dust and dirt, certain boundaries cannot be broken. In this octagonal Sahara, the lines are carefully drawn with wood and sweat. It is these walls that define the play school gridiron known as Gaga. On the game clocks of our childhood, the seconds always seem to tick fastest during recess. However, for those who are forced to sit on the sidelines, waiting for a new game to begin, time seems to be nothing but standing still. As the new game begins, these lollipop-toting whippersnappers turn into gladiators ready to do battle. It takes little time to realize that the Gaga Kingpin is out for blood. Savage smash after merciless blow, the Gaga Kingpin has this game exactly where he wants it. Soon the numbers started to dwindle, as the strength of the Kingpin seemed unstoppable. But if two enemies could put aside their differences to achieve a common goal, there was hope for this recess duel. The play was swift and the double team seemed to catch the Kingpin off his guard. But this mutiny was nothing the Kingpin couldn't handle. The Kingpin squared his sights and fired. However, bonds formed in the Gaga ring are never easily broken. As Theseus faced the Minotaur, the lone knight squared off against the Kingpin. the last seconds, when all hope seemed lost. The lone knight stretched his efforts to get one last hit. The Kingpin was defeated, and the lone knight victorious. But tomorrow is always a different day.
So there you have it, kids. Another edition of Rewind Mail Time in the bag. Remember, if you're sitting around on a Saturday afternoon, or even in recess after lunch, and you're thinking about swinging on the swings, climbing on the monkey bars, or even kicking a soccer ball, second guess that thought. Go play some Gaga. Be sure to email us at our new email address, rewindmailtime14@yahoo.com. We're going to take good time and consideration in reading all those emails that we get, so be sure to send them in. Thanks and have a good month.
Yo, you want to know how us rewinders get so good looking on TV? Diana Hamilton's got the solution.
Oh my god, look, it's Diana. She's on Monday Rewind.
Oh, she's the best. What's up, Diana?
Oh my god,
Yo, let me get your autograph.
How'd she even get to be on TV?
I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star. I figured most of you viewers are wondering the exact same thing. Why do we rewinders get featured on TV? What did we do that was so special? Is it because we're extremely good looking? But seriously, the 17 cast members and I went through a 3-year process to be where we are today. And since course selections are right around the corner, I'm going to tell you an awesome opportunity. It all started way back when in a little room called G212 in Communications Technology. Communications Technology is offered to all grades 9 through 12th. This class shows you the many different career options available in the communication profession, as well as the process involved to produce visual messages. By focusing in on graphic arts and television production, this class shows you all features of the communications field. Enough of the boring school words. Let's take a look at what the students have to say about this class.
I took this class because I wanted to improve my public speaking skills and also to learn about how commercials and TV shows are made.
I took this class kind of because I was interested in like getting to be in front of the camera and then all the stuff behind like communications, like on the computer and like making like whatever is involved, because I might want to do that like in the future. So.
Well, I just took this class because I like working with computers and I like doing Photoshop and Windows Movie Maker and all that other stuff in Adobe, and I think it's just really fun working with cameras and stuff and editing videos because I've always done that for a while. So. A few projects featured in Communications Technology will be producing television and radio segments, computer graphic designs, and web page development, such as radio commercial, mass media projects, and a Juicy Juice commercial.
I would say probably like being in front of the camera, because that's kind of, I feel like I would be good at that. So like when we're doing like commercials or in the studio, I feel that, that's probably my most favorite thing here.
And my favorite project is the Mission to Mars broadcast because we learned how the studio, everything works in there and how to make a broadcast.
Mass media, but the Mission to Mars, I really liked the idea of being inside a studio and being talent, like a news broadcaster kind of thing. Aside from Communications Technology, there's an advanced class. Advanced Telecommunications takes the technical skills and creative abilities developed in CommTech to a whole new level. Final products will be the result of student writing, planning, editing, and creativity. Students in this class will be featured every morning on the Washington Township morning announcements. Side projects include a how-to video, music video, and a sock puppet project. A high percentage of students advance into telecom due to their love and passion for communications.
I decided to take telecom because I really like the fact that you could be creative, and I really wanted to be in Rewind because I used to watch it on TV. And so this was the next step for me.
I take telecom because it just looked like so much fun, and I loved being able to see them on the morning announcements in the morning, and I just wanted to be a part of it.
I decided to take telecom this year because after taking CommTech as a freshman, I realized that I really want to do this when I get older and in college and make it my career, and I always thought that the morning announcements would be a lot of fun.
Township is one of the few schools that offers a communications program for their students. I had the opportunity to speak to both the communication teachers to find out how this class prepares students for future careers in communications, whether it be graphic art or TV production.
I think it gives you a lot of real-world experience so that if you go into college, you kind of know what you're going to be facing when you get there. And we rely a lot on deadlines, which is huge in the business and in general in life. You're going to meet deadlines, and I think that the class gives the kids opportunities to really learn how to handle deadlines and workloads, which makes them a lot more efficient.
I think communications prepares kids for a life in that field, because every single project that we do is based on a real-life application, whether they're doing a news broadcast, whether they're filming a commercial, whether they're designing something using Photoshop for graphic design. Every project that we do has a real-life application of something they would do if they were in a real-life work situation.
CommTech and Telecom are two classes that are definitely worth looking into for next year. If you think you have creative ideas, good work ethics, and an outgoing personality, this is a class for you. Both offer the best in TV production and graphic design. At the end of this course, you can decide which is best for you. Communications is a process of transferring information from one individual to another. Just like the definition of communications, this has been Dinah Hamilton, transferring encouragement to join the field of communications. See you next month.
Here's Steve Stewart with this month's movie review on Sherlock Holmes.
Marty!
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Marty! Get in quick, Marty!
But Doc, where are we going?
To the future, Marty! We have to save your kids!
My kids, Doc, what are you talking about?
I traveled to 2010, Marty, where I found you and Jennifer. And in that same year, you're supposed to conceive a child. But I accidentally ruined the space-time continuum and Einstein's theory of time, and because of that, your child will never be born.
What did you do?
I accidentally killed a movie star. He stars in Sherlock Holmes, the same movie you and Jennifer are supposed to go and see.
Sherlock Holmes killed?
Yes, Marty, you never heard of Sherlock Holmes? Oh, wait a minute, those movies haven't been made yet. I always forget what year I'm in. Anyway, Sherlock Holmes stars Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes and Jude Law as Dr. Watson, and is directed by Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie? You know Guy Ritchie, right? Oh, no, wait, you don't know Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie is Madonna's ex-husband.
Isn't Robert Downey Jr. the new guy on Saturday Night Live? And Madonna's married, but she's only 26 years old.
Yes, today they are, but this is 2010 we're talking about here. And now, because of me, Robert Downey Jr. is dead. So anyway, the film is based on the stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The story follows the famous detective and his sidekick Dr. Watson as they embark on an adventure that puts them up against the popular dark magician Lord Blackwood and his plans to destroy the world. The movie puts the viewers on a roller coaster of twists and turns that eventually leads to a climactic ending. Will Lord Blackwood really put an end to the world? Will Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson stop Blackwood and his henchmen in time? Will Sherlock Holmes stop playing that dang violin? But that's for you to find out, Marty.
Sounds interesting, Doc, but how did you get him killed?
I accidentally misplaced a part in his Iron Man suit. Oh, wait, god dang it. I keep forgetting this is 1985.
Yeah, Doc. Well, you need to start making a little bit of sense here. And back to the movie. Was it any good?
It was fantastic! The costumes and sets were brilliantly designed to give the viewer the feeling that they were in 1800s London. The plot was well planned out, and without the actors, this movie would have been nothing. The one complaint I do have is that this is not an origin story of how Holmes began his career. So I thought that they should have used Sherlock's arch-enemy, Dr. Moriarty, or Professor Moriarty as most people know him, instead of saving him for the sequel. I also thought that some of the main villains didn't frighten me enough, but overall, they did a great job pulling off their character. I would have to give Sherlock Holmes an 8 out of 10. Now Marty, get in quick! Get in quick, Marty!
Doc, you're killing me! Doc, aren't you getting in?
I can't, Marty. They're coming for me. Take this, Doc Brown!
No!
Yo, here's Maria Brasco with this year's ROTC Military Ball.
Once a year, the ROTC program takes a break and there's a night filled of dancing, fun, and great food. Senior Jackie Callahan was the coordinator of this great night.
Jackie Callahan, the creator of this event, had to create a budget, pick out decorations, contact DJs, get sponsors, and come up with fun ideas for the dance. Even with all this hard work, the dance was going to be canceled due to less tickets purchased. Natalie Young, a senior ROTC member, discusses her feelings about this.
I felt really upset because it's our senior year and it would be our last dance for ROTC, so we wouldn't have a good senior year without a military ball because that's what most of us look forward to.
After dinner, but before the dancing started, Jackie told the attendees the rules of the ball. Girls could not take off their shoes until Natalie did, and guys could not take off their jackets until Natalie's date, Ryan Ellis, did. Jackie provided all the girls with flip-flops as a souvenir. Ryan talks about being in charge of this fun tradition.
This year, I have a special honor of being in charge of when the jackets come off and the ties and rolling up the sleeves. And
Adam Wasmuth, a 2009 graduate and his 5th year attending the military ball, tells us his opinion on coming back for the dance.
I love seeing everyone that I went to school with. I love seeing all the people that I used to do color guard or drill team with, so it's great seeing all of them again.
For some, this night means much more than attending an honorable ball. Ryan Bandura, a graduate and former ROTC member, told me about his cherished moment here at the military ball.
a year ago, military ball, I asked my girlfriend out, Josette, and now it's our 1-year anniversary tomorrow, so we decided to come back here and celebrate our 1-year anniversary.
With the night coming to an end, Megan Montgomery told me her feelings about the evening.
My feet are killing me and I danced all night and it was so much fun.
As you can see, the night was a success. Everyone had a great time, and next year's dance is much anticipated. This is Maria Brasco reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Bonjour. Kelly Shockey tells us about the WTHS French Club.
French Club is an interactive way of learning the customs and the language of France. Throughout the year, the club has meetings and plans on going on big field trips and making treats. They also celebrate holidays such as Mardi Gras and Noel. Throughout the year, everybody seems to have a lot of fun. All the members have different opinions on what is their favorite thing to do. A lot of people say that their favorite part are the trips that the French Club takes. Throughout the year, the club takes 2 trips to restaurants, La Campagne and Le Crepe Ribbon. I had the chance to ask one of the members of their opinion on the restaurants.
It's a good way to try things from different cultures. I like going on French trips because I like eating different kinds of food.
The leader of this club is Madame Lester. She's been a French teacher at the high school for many years and has the right experience to run this club. She chooses all the activities. I had the chance to sit down with her and ask her how she does this.
Basically, at the beginning of the school year, I asked the students what they would like to do, and I had give them some suggestions, and it's their decision on what they want to do. Most of them want to go to the French restaurants, make crepes, make chocolate croissants, things like that.
Some of the smaller events this club does is staying after school to make French treats. They make crepes and pain au chocolat twice a year. I had the chance to ask 2 students why they enjoy making these treats so much.
One of the best parts about French Club is making crepes because they're really quite delicious and they're really fun to make with all your friends, and I don't ever get to make them at home, so it's just a good experience.
I think the best part about French Club is making crepes because, you know, they're pretty delicious first off. You know, rocking out to some petit pain au chocolat. Good stuff. Have the chocolate on top, you know, you can't beat that. That's like free food.
One of the last things this club covers is the holidays. One of the bigger holidays the French Club celebrates is Mardi Gras. To help celebrate this activity, the French Club sells beads to raise money for their club and to also help decorate the school and get into the spirit. I asked one student how she feels about celebrating Mardi Gras.
In my opinion, Mardi Gras is one of the funnest holidays to celebrate because we get to sell beads that are all different colors and to just raise money for the club so we can do other extra activities, and then the whole school gets decorated with it, so it's just all festive and it's a good time.
Although this club is small, it covers a lot throughout the year. Everybody has an awesome time taking trips, making crepes, or celebrating holidays. Thanks again to Madame Lester who puts this all together. This has been Kelly Sharkey reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Yo, Ali Gallo fills us in on this year's NHS induction.
The National Honor Society is a nationwide organization in the United States. Selection is based on character, scholarship, leadership, and service. On Wednesday, January 13th, 105 juniors and 20 seniors of WTHS were inducted into the National Honor Society Minuteman chapter. In addition, the 91 current senior members were recognized. To qualify for an NHS application, you must have a cumulative GPA of a 93 or above. An application consists of 5 parts: awards and achievements, extracurricular activities, community service, work experience, and a personal statement. Completed applications are anonymously submitted to a review board. I had the opportunity to talk to some students about the application process.
Sometimes you didn't have the papers, you had to go look for them. It was just really stressful to try to think of everything you did in the past 4 years, all for one day to get it.
I didn't get in my junior year, so I reapplied my senior year. And the only thing I really changed about my application, I worked really hard the past year, and just so I could add more to every page, whether it be my community stuff or things related to school.
In early December, applicants were notified of the results. The 125 most well-rounded students were chosen to be a part of Washington Township's National Honor Society. Juniors and new inductees discussed their feelings.
When I found out I got into NHS, I was really excited, I was really happy, and a little bit surprised. I immediately texted my mom and my sister because I knew my sister would be really proud of me.
The morning we found out was 24th the core, so it was the entire class council all together, and Miss Costello screamed for the juniors and told us she had our letters, and all the seniors were around, so it was really stressful. Half of us didn't even open them by ourselves, and I didn't even open my letter fully. I just kind of peeked in and saw accepted and just started jumping up and down. It's exciting.
Each graduating senior was encouraged to recognize the most influential person in their life. On January 13th, during the induction ceremony, these seniors were honored with a stole by their mentor. I talked to Weston Eldridge about the reasoning behind his decision.
I picked Mr. Rick as my sponsor for NHS because he not only influenced me on the court but also off the court, and he always taught me how to stay positive and do well in school and also on the court. And I think it was just, I needed to honor him because he was a big influence in my life.
The new inductees were then presented with a certificate and a pin. They took an oath and were officially named members of Washington Township's National Honor Society. Different people shared their thoughts on the ceremony.
The ceremony was really long, but throughout it you kind of feel special. You're part of something that's not just the school but on a national level.
I thought the ceremony was very nice, very well done by the students that selected. I really thought it was a great thing that they did.
Margaret Mead once wrote, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Congratulations to all of those inducted this year into the National Honor Society Minuteman chapter. This is Ali Gallo reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Jordan Wilson catches up with the president of WTHS Student Council, that is.
In the senior class of 2010, there are 709 students. Among this large class, there are many star athletes and students who excel academically. However, there is one student in particular who has been successful in every aspect of his high school career, Tim Flank. Even before entering the high school, Tim knew he wanted to get involved. In 8th grade, he applied to be a member of Student Council. Mrs. Palazzo told me her initial impression of Tim based solely on his application.
It's pretty funny because in standard Tim fashion, I received a couple-page typed application. I received it, the co-advisor received it, and every administrator in the entire building received Tim's application for student council. So we surely knew that we were going to choose him, first of all, and we knew the caliber of student that we were going to get right from the beginning.
Mrs. Muselli told me what it has been like working with Tim for the past 4 years in student council.
I just have watched him grow in terms of his leadership skills. He's always been really outgoing and a very positive and organized person, but it's just been amazing to watch him grow in his leadership and as a person.
Tim has been an extremely active member of student council ever since he was accepted into the club. It was not surprising when he was nominated and elected student body president. Tim told me about his experiences as president of our school.
Being president this year has brought me a lot of new opportunities, and I wanted to contact a speaker that I heard from being on the state board, and I got in contact with him and I got him to come to our school and actually speak, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then other than that, it's just organizing all the different events and homecoming and Mr. WT and dodgeball and just being in charge of all of it. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding at the same time.
In addition to student council, Tim is also involved with Interact, Mathletes, Model UN, FBLA, DECA, the Rotary Club, intramural basketball, and the high school tennis team.
Mr. Rarick shared with me his experiences with Tim on the tennis team and what he will miss most about Tim next year.
He came with a lot of energy, and as you know, if you know Tim, he's a very smart person. One bus ride in particular, we were coming home and he was discussing with the rest of the JV tennis team how the earth began and the universe. I thought that was very weird, but at the same time I was quite impressed with his intelligence. I will miss Tim's leadership. Tim is a strong leader. He's a very good peer to his fellow athletes, and he's a good motivator for the team.
His countless academic honors and leadership positions have earned him a spot in UPenn's Wharton School of Business class of 2014.
UPenn was really unique to me because I applied there early decision, so it was the only school I really applied to. And I just feel that at that school, especially at Wharton, they're going to just provide me with opportunities that I wouldn't be able to get many other places. And even in the school, you could branch out and get yourself started in the workforce, and I think that's really cool. And also, the teachers and the faculty and just the whole campus is just something that I couldn't pass up. So I'm really excited to get started and get going there.
Throughout all of Tim's achievements, his family and friends have been there to support him. Tim told me about the most influential person in his life.
My biggest influence in my life is definitely my grandpop. He's definitely the most generous person I've ever met, non-biased. He gives more than anyone I've ever seen. He's always there for me. And both my grandparents are. Every accomplishment I've ever had, they're there supporting me. And it's just something that I want to live up to one day.
Some of Tim's friends and family spoke to me about what it's like having Tim in their life.
Oh my. One might think that was an easy question. Not quite as great as one might think, given all his accomplishments, and a very unorthodox child. Doing homework from midnight to 3 a.m. It's hard to deal with as a parent, but great results, so what are you going to do?
Tim's a very odd kid, but there's no one else like him. He just lies about everything. Like how this roof blew off, he told me we weren't going to come back to school until the end of February, and I believed him.
We've been friends since elementary school. Tim's always here. He pretty much lives here. My dad said he's going to put Tim on his tax return because he's here so much.
Next year, when Tim and all of his friends and classmates go off to college, they each will have something they will miss about Tim. They told me what they would miss most.
So I think I'll miss like his stupid little lies that I always believe, and I'll miss his family. I love his mom and dad and Steph.
And I'm gonna miss the random events that will take place on weekends with Tim, because we'll never know where we'll be with Tim. We'll be 9 o'clock at night and he'll decide, you know what, we're going to go to Philadelphia, and we'll go to Philadelphia. So he keeps everything interesting. That's what I'll miss about him.
I've been best friends with Tim for a long time now, and you know, we have kind of like a love-hate kind of relationship. Mostly love, but you know, we get into our usual stupid arguments, mostly about sports, but definitely going to miss him when he goes away next year.
Looking at all Tim has accomplished here at Washington Township High School, it is clear that next year he will be an asset to UPenn.
On behalf of all the staff and students at WTHS, I would like to wish Tim the best of luck with all his future endeavors. Although he will soon be gone, his legacy at Washington Township High School will never be forgotten. This is Jordan Wilson reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14. See you next month.
Linda Inksel takes us to the basketball courts at WTHS to see what the varsity team's up to.
Michael Jordan once said, "Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it. Go through it or work around it." The WTHS boys varsity basketball team emphasizes these wise words and puts them into good practice. With their current 9-2 record, the boys are already on a great road for this season. Even though the season starts out in mid-November and ends during the month of February, the boys varsity basketball team prepares all year, lifting and training to ensure an exciting and successful season. I had the chance to speak with the coach about some of his goals for this season.
Our goals for this season are to really expand on last year's tournament success. We had a really nice run in our tournament last year. We got to the Group 4 South Jersey final. We won 20 games.
The 2009-2010 boys varsity basketball team is composed of 1 sophomore, 3 juniors, and 8 seniors. Team members that have moved up from junior varsity experience intense workouts and harder goals to fulfill in preparation. The 8 returning seniors, including the 2 senior captains, Christopher Grabby and Matthew Lopez, both lead and train the team through inspirational talks or merely through instilling a hard work ethic during the games and practices. Senior captain Matt Lopez tells how he leads the team this season.
Well, you got to take criticism well. You got to get on the younger guys and kind of yell at them when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Play hard and take what's yours.
I spoke with one of the captains, senior Chris Grabby, on his thoughts of the new varsity team members.
On the varsity team have worked hard the whole year, and they've contributed in many ways, whether in practice or if they're given the opportunity in games. And they've continued to work hard from the beginning of the season.
Last year, the boys defeated Lenape in the Group 4 playoffs and lost in the championship round. They had a very successful season, and with the starting lineup, they should have the same this year. I talked to one of the players about their hopes for this season.
After last season and the run we went on, you could really get a sense of how great an atmosphere it is in the playoffs. And there's nothing that you want more after a season like that with a loss in the championship game than to get there again. And we can definitely do it this year. And that's definitely a big aspiration we have going into the season.
First of all, I'd like to beat Cherokee. After that, I want to go to playoffs, win our division championship, go to states, win that.
Bleachers filled with rows of excited students screaming out chants and spirited cheerleaders performing choreographed routines and halftime shows. The varsity team fans surge on the players and make their game into a must-see event.
Yeah. Really supportive. I mean, they actually influence the game a lot. You wouldn't think so, but out on the court really get you pumped and get you ready for the game.
The boys are already off to a great start, and everybody at WTHS is hoping they succeed and go further than last year. Wishing the WTHS boys varsity basketball team a good season. This has been Linda Inksel reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Carol Amana reports on the changes in WTHS throughout the years.
During the past 30 years, nearly 22,000 students have passed through the halls of WTHS. During this time, many changes have been made to the school, and the alumni of WTHS realized that their high school experience is far different from the one students of today have. When they were in school, sports and classes weren't nearly as intense as they are today, and the problems they were faced with were far different than the ones students today are. Jake Witten is a recent graduate of Washington Township High School. However, when coming back from college, he says he can already realize the difference in township sports.
I graduated in 2007, and I can truly say the time I spent at Washington Township High School was something I always remember. While at Township, sports was a big part of the culture, and I played soccer and golf. And while talking to the current players, I can get the sense that each sport is much more intense now than it used to be when I played.
Kathy Mack was a football manager here at WTHS in 1996. During her time with the team, she realized how demanding it was to be a part of the football team. However, when looking back and comparing it to sports of today, she realizes the major differences.
The emphasis on
being so perfect and, you know, striving for perfection is, you know, put upon, I think, in every sport, not just football, but, you know, doing things better, more efficiently. And the demands are a lot more difficult for kids.
Two former WTHS students tell me the differences between their laid-back high school experience and the experience students have today.
It wasn't so much so that it was like that's all anybody like could ever like think about was their grades and then going to practice or going to a game, or, you know, it was more about just, you know, I guess we were of the 90s era where it was all about just being, you know, kind of Kurt Cobain kind of like feeling like, you know, the grunge era.
When I was in high school at Washington Township, we were not ever told what our GPA was or how many college credit or how many credits we needed in order to graduate high school. We just did our work, passed our courses, and graduated. Today, these kids have it very difficult. There's a lot of pressure on them, a lot more choices as to what route you're taking, whether you're taking college prep, advanced courses, honors, AP. It's a little bit more stressful than it was, I feel, at the time that I went to high school there.
Christine Siaco is the daughter of a former township student. She compares her pressures as a high school student to those she knows her mother had.
My mom graduated from Washington Township High School, and in talking to her, I've realized that the pressures of schoolwork and sports and just fitting in has gone up greatly since she came here.
Former township students that have children in the school now are astounded at the changes that have occurred since they graduated. Susan Andreas tells us more.
Years ago when I was in high school, while there were certain pressures that you faced, I don't feel that it was as great as it is today. Most of my school days were spent with my friends, a lot of socializing. Yes, there was pressure to get good grades, but like I said, it was not nearly what it is today with, you know, to get into a good school, you need to do this, you need to do that, all the extracurricular activities and the volunteer work that you guys do now. That just really kind of didn't play into anything. And so I do feel that you guys have a lot more pressures today and very different pressures than what I had when I was in high school.
Mr. Waller has been working here at WTHS for 25 years. He tells me what he feels is one of the causes for the changes of the students in the classroom.
And certainly there have been some fundamental changes in society that have influenced the issues that students are dealing with. There's certainly a lot more technology that teachers have to compete with nowadays. There are always students who are either fiddling with or trying to fiddle with their iPods and their cell phones.
Washington Township High School has been around for many years, and through these pictures you can see some of the physical changes to the student body. An outsider may say it's township. It hasn't changed. It always has been WTHS. However, the students of the past and present know that this isn't true. They realize that the changes that have occurred over the years were substantial, and that the students of today live a different high school than the students of the past. This is Carrie LaMena reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 14.
Here's Kim Scott with the scoop.
Welcome to The Scoop, your daily dose of pop culture with commentary from the Rewind cast. And here's your host, Kim Scott.
With the coming of the new year, everyone's been given a clean start, a new, fresh decade to feel disappointed in the fact that we don't have hover cars. And even celebrities get a chance to make amends. Fortunately for us, they've already started messing up. Yes, just like our resolutions to eat healthier and work out more, the celebrity resolution to stay out of the spotlight are always meant to be broken, just like Conan O'Brien's heart. Well, Rewind is here to hold your hand and tell you that everything's going to be okay, and that the Jersey Shore is filming Season 2. Let's give a hand for the Rewinders that make up our round table. Diana Hamilton, the cuddliest Rewinder I know. Steve Stewart, our resident movie critic.
And Gab Cristelli, the Monthly Rewind sweetheart.
With the first season of The Jersey Shore coming to a close, MTV searches for more ways to introduce lovable shows that people can watch on their weekends and talk about during the week. Two of these shows is actually called The Buried Life and My Life is Liz. The Buried Life centers around 4 kids in their cross-country mission across the U.S. to fulfill this 100-thing list, answering the question of, what do you want to do before you die? With each question answered, they help another person answer the very same question. It's very inspirational. It's a nice, heart-touching, heartwarming story, rather than the Jersey Shore and things that we've been accustomed to. And the next show that we'll be talking about is My Life is Liz, which centers around a Haley from Paramore-esque lookalike and her senior year and her battles against the blonde Barbies that populate her Texas high school and the story that unfolds from there. It's semi-autobiographical, but in the beginning, Liz Lee states that it's from her perspective. So how do you guys feel about this show?
Well, I think Liz is a total fail on MTV's part, but I like The Buried Life. I think it's a good one. I'm just glad Jersey Shore is out. Jersey Shore, gotta go.
Jersey Shore is a bad one. The Buried Life, I think that's a pretty good one because I think it'll get a lot of people, both teens, kids, and adults to watch the show.
With these 2 new shows, it's just an upgrade, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, with Liz Lee, My Life is Liz, I think it's a good show. I feel like she roots for the underdog, and that's what she focuses on during the show.
Pretty good though, because I mean, a lot of the shows now they do go up against more on the popular side of everybody, whereas this is a more reality of all the people below the popularity, and I think that's much better for people to tune into.
So other topics that have been of popular discussion amongst our peers and our elders is James Cameron's Avatar, which had won 2 Golden Globes, I believe. One for Best Director and one for Best Picture that is a drama. And it is now the highest grossing film, surpassing Cameron's own Titanic, without inflation, by the way. But it's really interesting. It's fantastic graphics, and it introduces a theme that we've sort of seen before, the 3D, but I think it's absolutely amazing, leaps and bounds for the film industry.
Great movie.
I'm not feeling the whole 3D thing. Every time I go to the movie theater, should I just put the glasses in my purse and just whip them on? I don't like it.
I love 3D.
It depends on the movie.
But Avatar was specifically made for 3D, and I think now because of that, all these other studios like Warner Brothers and DreamWorks are all going for the 3D just so that they can make the money like Avatar.
Speaking of other movies that we're all excited to see and will probably be impressed with is the new Spider-Man reboot. I don't know. A lot of people say well, Spider-Man 3 was a bit of a failure, and now Spider-Man 4 has been scrapped from production, probably because of the negative press that it garnered with Spider-Man 3, but they're getting rid of the old cast. They're not having Kristen Dunst. They're not having Tobey Maguire. They don't have the same director anymore. They're actually going into a different phase where it's rumored to have Mark Webb. I don't know if you know him, but he directed 500 Days of Summer. And his golden boy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, will be in talks to play the young Peter Parker. And instead of having Spider-Man as the Caped Crusader when he's older and in college, we're going to flash back to the times when he was in high school.
I have to admit, I've read the synopsis of this movie, and let me tell you something, it is the biggest fail I've ever read in my life.
That means something coming from Steve.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're going more, it started out as a teen movie, and they wanted to bring the comic book fans together in a theater. And now they're only trying to drag kids into the movie theater.
They had so much promise with the series. If you saw Spider-Man 1, fantastic. Spider-Man 2, great. And I just think they could do so much with it, especially if a great production team like Mark Webb and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are actually behind the movie.
Yeah. To redo it, but I don't know. I think
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, because I mean, no matter how bad the third one was, people say, I mean, the third one, if you look at the list of #1 movies without inflation, Spider-Man 3 is, I think, #4 on the top grossing movies of all time. So, I mean, no matter how bad people say it was, it really couldn't have been that bad for it to make that much money.
Another topic that everyone's divided about as of late is Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien dividing 2 followers of the great late night NBC hosts into two parties of Team Jay Leno and then Team Conan O'Brien, Team Coco, if you would like to call it that.
It's like Jay Leno already had his chance, and for them to say that they're going to put Jay Leno back where he was and move the Tonight Show, that's just wrong, because the Tonight Show it's known for the show, not just the host. So you can't really move the show. Plus, if Jay Leno wasn't doing well at 10 o'clock, what makes him think he's going to do better at 11 o'clock now?
Yeah, but he did do better.
At what, 10 o'clock?
No, at
back in the day he did. Yeah. But the thing is, if people are fans of Conan and the Tonight Show, they're going to watch the Tonight Show, not the Jay Leno show.
Yeah. Like the main reason like Conan was like, I don't know, like really upset about it was the fact that he wanted to stay to tradition. Like the Tonight Show was always at 11:30, and just because that Jay Leno wants to throw a fit with his chin, everyone has to bend to his will at NBC, and no one has the guts to stand up to him until Conan O'Brien did. And guess what? He doesn't have a job now.
I did hear good news though. I heard that Conan O'Brien's show was picked up. He has a new show that his production company is making, and they actually picked it up, which is surprising because the whole feud.
It turns out that Leno's show is slated to end on February 12th, 2010, right before the Winter Olympics. So if you want to stay tuned to that, I don't know, it's your decision.
I won't.
Team Coco. Anyway, but that's actually all we have time for in this episode of The Scoop. Be sure to tune in next month for a new edition and new topics. Have a nice night, guys.
That's all we got, no more.
This month,
We're cutting you off, there's no more. That's all you're getting.
Tune in next month.
And every month.
We're sending this out Jersey Shore
We're gonna
style.
start fist pumping, let's go, baby.
Started low,
Bring it up.
Build it up, build it up. Let's go.
All day.
Why? He's not even manly.
I'll get Brody, how's your
Brad, you have no facial hair. It's not my fault my hormones haven't kicked in.
You're both gonna throw noodles at me in the middle of this.
Tell us to go.
Go!
No. No. Oh, you're here.
Personal assistant.
All right.
Do I want to be graduated from high school and starting college, but I want to be going out with Kara Swetsky.
I remember when Andrew and I served in Nam together. Courtney!
Be very careful.
I don't know what to do with my hand.
Where does it look better? No, I'm serious. Where does it look? Here or like here?
Rub your beard.
Ow! Oh, God.
You dead?
Oh, it really hurt.
He's dead.
Reporting the fact that we don't have cover cars. Cover cars.
I'm doing this right now. So she's getting something upstairs or something, but she's gonna be really mad when she sees this. I don't really care. Anyway, alright, I just wanted to say that this is gonna be a really bad interview because, see this? It's all hairy. I'm not really in Manuary because I don't like do any of the stuff that the Manuary people do, but I don't shave because I think that's convenient because, you know, it's lazy. I like to be lazy. And other than that, I don't do any of the real work. I just don't shave because it's Manuary. I don't shave. Anyway, I'm going to stop it before she sees me.